Manchester United have officially confirmed their sixth signing of the summer transfer window. Christian Orozco, an 18-year-old attacking midfielder, has joined the club from Fortaleza CEIF, who play in the Colombian Categoria Primera A. Arasco is a Colombia under-18 international and is regarded as one of the country's most promising young talents. The move was made official last month once he turned 18, meaning the age requirement for international transfers of minors. Although United did not confirm the transfer immediately, a statement announcing his move to England was shared on Thursday night, confirming that the teenager will initially link up with United's academy setup rather than the first team. Reports outlining the agreement between the two clubs first emerged last year, with Arasco later confirming he had visited Carrington back in December. Speaking to ESPN Colombia about his move, Arasco said, "I know my strengths are my physicality and my technique. I have those qualities, and with the gift God gave me, I don't think it will be too difficult, but everything is about adapting. I'm very young, and that's what I'll need to do." He added, "I expect to learn a lot of English. When I was there, I realized just how important it is. I want to arrive and learn as quickly as possible. That's what's required so I can show my level and everything I'm capable of. I want to adapt to everything that comes my way as quickly as possible." Before we continue, this is Final Whiz, your source for daily Manchester United transfer news and match reaction. If you want every confirmed signing, every exit, and every update the moment it happens, subscribe to the channel, tap the like button, and leave a comment telling us which of today's stories matters most to you. It helps this channel grow, and it helps us keep bringing you this coverage every day. While Arasco is set to join the academy, United have also strengthened their midfield at senior level. Andre Santos signed from Chelsea for an initial £48 million plus £2 million in add-ons, and Yuri Telemans joined from Aston Villa in a $35 million deal, signing a 5-year contract at Old Trafford. Carl Darlow, Kit Margetson, and Tynan Thompson have also arrived at the club this summer. In total, United have spent £83 million so far this transfer window, with further midfield additions still possible before the deadline closes. Attention now turns to Marcus Rashford, whose situation at the club has taken another significant twist. United's efforts to move him on this summer have gained added urgency after details of a contract clause came to light. The 28-year-old currently earns an estimated £300,000 a week at Old Trafford, and that figure is now set to rise following United's return to the Champions League. Before Sir Jim Ratcliffe overhauled the club's wage structure, United players were entitled to an automatic 25% pay rise if the club qualified for Europe's premier competition. That bonus scheme was scrapped in 2024, but contracts signed before that date, including Rashford's and Mount's, still contain the clause. With Rashford already earning roughly £16 million a year, his salary is expected to increase by around £4 million following United's Champions League qualification, strengthening the club's desire to find a buyer before the window shuts. For much of the summer, a permanent move to Barcelona appeared the most likely outcome following his loan spell in Catalonia. However, Barcelona's $70 million signing of Anthony Gordon appears to have ended that possibility. Rashford remains linked with a move to Fenerbahce, though earlier reports suggested he would not be keen on relocating to Turkey. Tottenham have also registered their interest. With just over 3 weeks remaining in the transfer window, both player and club are running out of time to resolve his future. Should he depart permanently, Everton's Iliman Ndiaye has been mentioned as a possible replacement. The 26-year-old has recorded 20 goal contributions across 70 appearances for Everton and is strongly linked with a move to United, with the Toffees reportedly holding out for around $70 million. Al Hilal of the Saudi Pro League are also said to be interested in the winger. A separate transfer situation has also complicated matters for United. Barcelona's move for Manchester City midfielder Rodri could have a significant knock-on effect on United's own midfield plans. Real Madrid had appeared to be leading the race for Rodri, whose contract at the Etihad Stadium has less than a year left, with Jose Mourinho's side willing to pay upwards of $60 million. For United, a Rodri move to the Bernabeu would have been the ideal outcome, since it could have pushed Aurelien Tchouaméni towards an exit from Real Madrid, as the club looked to free up midfield space and raise funds. Tchouaméni remains high on United's wish list, but should Barcelona win the race for Rodri, Real Madrid would have little reason to entertain offers for Tchouaméni, complicating United's hopes for a late midfield move. Turning to the dugout, Michael Carrick has delivered a telling response to comments made by United legend Paul Scholes. Back in April, Scholes was asked to name a series of United players he believed were surplus to requirements, and he listed 8 names in total. Of those 8, only one currently appears set to leave the club. Joshua Zirkzee was among the players Scholes named, and the former Bologna forward is edging closer to a return to Italy, with Corriere dello Sport reporting that Juventus are pursuing a loan arrangement with an option to buy. Scholes and Carrick played together in United's midfield for 7 seasons during their playing days. Despite the pundits' recommendations, the remaining 7 players named by Scholes appear likely to stay part of Carrick's squad. On defender Lenny Yoro, Scholes said on the Good, Bad, and the Football podcast, "I think he struggled. I think there's something in there. I think he needs a bit of time. But if you had to make a choice now, I'd probably sell him." Scholes also argued that United's shift away from former manager Ruben Amorim's 3-at-the-back system would have implications for Noussair Mazraoui, who has been linked with a departure this summer despite remaining part of Carrick's squad. Yoro himself has expressed a desire to make his mark on United next season. In midfield, Scholes felt Manuel Ugarte would depart, with the Uruguayan linked to a move before picking up an injury at the World Cup. Mount also featured on the list, though England international has caught the eye during pre-season. Scholes additionally felt the time had come to move on from Harry Maguire, saying, "I'm thinking about a Manchester United team. You want to win the league and the Champions League, and that's where United should be aiming. I'm not sure you do that with Maguire." United have also held an interest in Newcastle fullback Lewis Hall. On the left-back position, Scholes previously urged the club to offload long-serving Luke Shaw due to doubts about his reliability, despite Shaw having featured in every Premier League fixture last season. Scholes was equally prepared to see Patrick Dorgan leave, stating, "They brought him in as a wingback, and he really hasn't played much there. I'd probably sell. I'm not sure what position he is. Again, if you keep him, then he's just a squad player." Of the 8 names named by Scholes, only Zirkzee currently looks set for an exit, with little speculation surrounding Yoro, Mazraoui, Shaw, Dorgan, Mount, Ugarte, and Maguire. A confirmed exit has also been finalized at Old Trafford. United goalkeeper Altay Bayındır has signed for Celta Vigo on a season-long loan, with an option to make the move permanent for $3.5 million included in the deal. Celta Vigo will cover Bayındır's wages for the duration of the loan, and United will receive performance-related bonuses. The club has also inserted a high sell-on percentage for any future sale should the option be exercised. United's statement read, "Manchester United goalkeeper Altay Bayındır has agreed to join La Liga side on loan for the duration of the 2026-2027 season, subject to registration." The 28-year-old played 6 games for United last season, his 3rd campaign since joining from Fenerbahce in 2023. Following his debut against Newport County in 2024, Bayındır made 17 appearances in total for the club. Bayındır now heads to Spain to link up with Celta Vigo, who finished 6th in La Liga last season under head coach Claudio Giraldes and are set to compete in this season's Europa League. Bayındır started last season as United's first-choice goalkeeper after Ruben Amorim axed Andre Onana, but he lost his place to Sene Lammens and was not involved for the remainder of the campaign. United originally signed Bayındır from Fenerbahce for £4.3 million 3 years ago. There is one more storyline shaping Carrick's rebuild at Old Trafford. United faced double European champions Paris Saint-Germain on Saturday in Gothenburg, and Luis Enrique's side represents something of a benchmark for the United manager.
Speaking before taking the United job, Carrick spoke about PSG's style, saying, "Of course, they're winning, but it's the way they play that really stands out. The midfield rotations, the constant connections, the quick short passing, it's exactly the kind of football I enjoy. Then you look at the pace, movement, and energy of the forwards. The way they attack space is incredible. And as a midfielder, that's the dream, because you've always got options ahead of you. You're constantly involved, always getting on the ball, always looking to play forward and keep the game flowing. That's the kind of football every midfielder loves. They're simply a fantastic team to watch." PSG's midfield trio of João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz is widely regarded as one of the most technically accomplished in European football. Carrick has signed 2 midfielders with high-level technical ability this summer and has repositioned Mount as a deep-lying midfielder capable of dictating games through passing rather than physicality, a clear indication of the possession-based identity he is attempting to build at Old Trafford. That covers every major development at Manchester United today. Christian Orozco's confirmed arrival as the club's 6th signing, the contract clause complicating Marcus